state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
Rising out of the escalating demands of World War II, Team Eglin's history is one of intrigue, innovation, and discovery. From the secret training of the Doolittle Raiders on Eglin Fields in 1942 to the first test of the mother of all bombs, modern-day Eglin evolved from a storied and honorable past, spanning 5 wars, to become one of the largest and most dynamic installations in the Department of Defense. Our expansive ranges provide the very best in testing and training. Spanning more than 120,000 square miles of overwater airspace, our water ranges cover the eastern third of the Gulf of Mexico, roughly the size of New York and New England combined. Add our 724 square mile land range, and Eglin operates the largest military complex in the world, with the most diverse sets of missions in the Department of Defense. More than 40 units from all branches of military service call Eglin home. Leading the charge, the 96th Test Wing delivers unprecedented test and evaluation support that enables the warfighter to put the right weapon on the right target at the right time. The 96th doesn't just meet the standards, they exceed them every day, providing the dominant capability for the joint fight.
2, 1, now.
As Team Eglin's installation wing, the 96th generates thousands of jobs and creates an economic impact of more than $2 billion annually. Their support services parallel those of a small city, providing everything from medical and environmental resources to recreation and security.
Driver, put the vehicle in park!
Every day, the Air Force Research Laboratory Munitions Directorate discovers, develops, integrates, and transitions affordable weapons science and technology, enabling the warfighter to win across all domains and neutralize potential threats to our country. The Armament Directorate is the powerhouse behind an entire portfolio of weapons systems developed to support our national defense. The Directorate lays the foundation for advanced systems required to guarantee our warfighter maintains world-dominant armament capabilities against any adversary. Meanwhile, the 53rd Wing fortifies the potential of our combat air forces by testing every fighter, every bomber, every unmanned aerial vehicle, and every weapon system in the Air Force inventory. But Team Eglin doesn't just do test. We also mold the service members of the future with our superior training programs. The 33rd Fighter Wing paves the way as the premier training program and facility for the F-35 Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter, training the best of the best in pilots and maintainers. Their airmen, sailors, Marines, and partner nations forge the path for the 5th-generation fighter's future in tomorrow's military. Across the base, the Naval School Explosive Ordnance Disposal represents the sole activity within the DoD responsible for providing high-risk, specialized, basic, and advanced EOD training to U.S. and partner national military personnel. Navy EOD is the world's premier combat force countering explosive hazards and are responsible for supporting the Navy and Special Operations Forces across all spectrums of warfare. Out on the range, the 6th Ranger Training Battalion conducts their final phase of the U.S. Army Ranger course on our Eglin ranges. Day in and day out, they encounter severe weather, swampy terrain, mental and physical fatigue, all to prove what it takes to be a lethal, agile, and flexible force. While we test and train among the best, Team Eglin is also part of the fight. Launching into outer space, we find the 20th Space Control Squadron's unique mission to detect, track, identify, and report near-Earth and deep space objects in Earth's orbit. Back on the ground, the 919th represents the only Special Operations Wing in the Air Force Reserve Command, located at Duke Field. Committed to our nation's diplomacy, their combat aviation advisors deploy worldwide to train partner nation forces in military tactics. And finally, headquartered in the heart of our Eglin Ranges, the Army's 7th Special Forces Group is the raw soul of the Green Beret. Their willingness to accept danger and hardships at all costs lives on in their motto, to free the oppressed. While our units identify who we are also home to several strategic assets that make our mission possible. As the custodians of uniquely relevant national capabilities for future generations, we ensure our ability to create and evaluate the technologies of tomorrow. Here at Team Eglin, we represent every branch of service. We pioneer innovation. We test the capability. We prove our nation's defense superiority. We forge the future. We push the limits. We do it all.